Hey guys, Aaron Zeller here at the Zeller Writing Company, inkonhand.com. I thought instead of doing more of a formal video today, I do just a really simple first impression of the Field Notes Summer 2013 edition of notebooks, which I just got in probably about an hour or so ago. I just got them put on the shelves, and the stock list updated on the website, so I thought I'd do a first impression as far as what I actually think of them. I haven't done a formal paper test. I think I'm going to do one of those in this video really quick, just a simple one, to give you an idea of how it performs with a fountain pen. But to give you some information about it, it is a 3-pack of notebooks, matte finish all the way around. There isn't a embossing like some of the other notebooks, like the Traveling Salesman edition. The Field Notes logo itself was embossed, but this one is not. It is just a gray ink onto black. On the back is actually what makes this really awesome. It's the Night Sky edition, and what they did is they took images of the summer from early summer, midsummer, and late summer, and put the constellations and stuff that they see in the night sky on the back, and then they put holographic silver foil on the back. I don't know if you can see it in there. Yeah, you can see it quite a bit in there. It's really cool to have the main constellations named out right on there, and it's just really unique and cool. It is a limited edition. Course, they're making, I think, 45,000 books, so 15,000 packs total, which sounds like a lot, but they sell really quickly. The last all-black edition of notebooks that they had a couple years ago was the Raven edition, and that sold out in 2 days. Actually, I didn't even know it sold out that quick, but I guess it sold out in 2 days, which I don't think there were as many. I think they only made 5,000 packs, so it should last at least 6 days, I would imagine, for these. But I would anticipate them not lasting nearly as long as their other limited editions have been. So some information on the notebooks themselves. Like I said, it comes in a 3-pack, all black matte cover, holographic foil on the back. The staples are cool, and then with the America the Beautiful edition, they had copper staples. This one, and normally with their packs, they have silver staples. With this one, they're using shiny black staples. I don't know if you can see it there at all. Well, you can't see it because it's black on black. So if you can, good eyesight. But they're all shiny black staples. I don't know if it's even focusing. I can't tell. But there it goes. Yeah, all black staples. So I'll take one out really quick and show you. Each of them, like I said earlier, is labeled either late summer, midsummer, or early summer. This one is late summer. See if I can get that to focus. There it goes. And normally inside right here it shows applicable uses for the notebook itself, which is kind of cool. I mean, I've never actually read through them all and used them for that. I kind of use them for whatever I want to do. But this one is cool because it actually shows you, gives you information about finding the constellations and stuff that are on the back of the cover, which is just really cool. They did something really special with this one. And also the specifications, like they always do. They tell you how the notebook was made, the paper inside, pretty much all of the information about it is in there. And that's pretty much where I get the information for when I'm writing the descriptions on the website. So for this one, corners are 3/8 of an inch, 3.5 inches wide, 5.5 inches tall. It even tells you how it was bound, as far as the stitcher that was used, the printing press that was used on it. I'm not going to read through everything just so you have something to look forward to. The paper inside is a Finch paper opaque smooth 50-pound text, which is bright white, a fine tea-color application of light gray soy-based Toyo ink. And with the tea, the one color, not tea color. Anyway, the tea application or whatever is the reticle ruling, which I haven't done previously. Instead of like dot graph or square graph, like they've done previously and stuff, this is a reticle pattern, which is basically, instead of having solid lines or dots, it's like crosshairs at the point where the lines would normally intersect. And that's just cool. It's something unique and different, and it's kind of more star-like, I guess, too. It's just they really go all out with these notebooks, and it's just awesome. all the different things that they do. It also says the cover itself is 100-pound cover black top with a thick brute force one-color application of stealth gray soy-based Toyo ink and holographic hot stamp foil. So they pretty much give you all the information you could possibly want about these notebooks, which is just fantastic. So right now I want to do a really quick paper test just to let you know how it actually performs with a fountain pen. I'll use a couple different ones. I'll start with my TWSBI 580 fine point with J. Bond Blue Myosotis ink. And I'll try that really quick. And I'll just do some cross hatching, figure 8, a simple solid square, see how it holds up. Alright, with the fine point, see I wrote right there, let's see how it looks on the other side. Oh goodness, well there is some show through on the bleed through. I was doing it pretty quick and pushing pretty hard with the fine point, but there is bleed through on the square, where I scribbled the square really quick. And that also bled through onto the next page. So if you're really jabbing it with a fine point, I can tell you right now it's going to bleed through and onto the next page. Let's try a softer really quick. I'll go with the Pelikan M200 medium with a Edelstein Jade ink. Alright, now with that pattern on there, there is quite a bit of show through, and it did bleed through again on the little square that I drew. And it looks like there is some slight bleed through on the wetter areas where I wrote. And yeah, I don't really see any feathering or anything like that, but there is definitely some bleed through and some show through. So now I'll go to the broad. Got a Lamy Studio here with a broad nib and J. Bond Blue Ocean. They're 1670 ink. Might be out of ink. So you see that paper? Or yeah, I'm out of ink in this pen. Alright, well, I'll show you what I've gotten so far with the broad nib here. I was wondering why it wouldn't catch very well. It just kept stopping. Alright, well I got that far, which should give you a pretty good impression as far as how it writes. And on the B, the vertical line of the B, there is a little bit of bleed through. But that could also be because it was running out, so I was pushing really hard in the same spot repeatedly. So that could have affected it there. I'll go with the 1.1 Lamy really quick, the Lamy Vista. And in this one, I got the J. Bond Eclat de Saphir. Cross hatching again, figure 8, a quick square. And yeah, there is some show through, not much bleed through, if any at all. Again, it's just in the square area where there's a lot more ink, a lot more overlap with the pen, that I was getting a little bit of bleed through, but that one performed pretty well. I'm not seeing any feathering or anything like that, so it is going pretty well with that. It just kind of depends on the amount of ink I guess you're putting on the page. And I'm going to go with the Noodler's Ahab with some Edelstein tourmaline in here to get this started. I have a feeling this is really going to have blood through on this one, because it is a pretty fine point. And then, yep, all right, there we go. Well, here is what I wrote just at the bottom. Just Noether's Ahab flex, and then got some cross hatching going on, and let me get that flat. There we go. And then the square right there, and then on the back there is quite a bit of bleed through, quite a bit of show through. So in the end, if I did my scale as far as 0 to 3, things like that, I'm pretty sure this would not go with fountain pen friendly. It would get a 3 in a lot of places for bleed through, or at least a 2 show through, 1 or 2 on each area, but 0 on feathering. Feathering is good. There is a little bit, I guess, on the flex. Actually, literally on the word flex, if that'll focus. I don't know if you can see it there, but there is some feathering right there. So this is definitely not fountain pen friendly paper. For just general really quick scratches with like a fine point, like the J. Bond Blue Meiosis up there with the TWSBI 580, performed pretty well. And for a pencil or a ballpoint or rollerball or anything like that, it's going to go really well. But again, these aren't advertised as fountain pen friendly, so the fact that it's not is not a big surprise. It was actually a lot more of a pleasant surprise when I found out the Traveling Salesman edition was fountain pen friendly, and their Expedition edition is not fountain pen friendly by any means, and it's barely rollerball or ballpoint friendly because it never dries. It's waterproof paper. But this itself, I'm not surprised at the performance of this. That they've used this Finch paper in some of their other notebook editions, including like their Day Game edition, which is now completely sold out. And I believe it might be in their regular, like their craft covered editions. I'm pretty sure that's the same paper in there. But the reticle pattern inside is pretty nice. So if you just want a general notebook to have in your pocket, carry around, just do some light writing in, nothing too intense where you're doing watercolor or anything like that. It should perform pretty well. For how much it costs, it's the same as all of their other regular 3-packs, which is $9.95 for a 3-pack, which is a pretty good deal. I mean, it's $3 a notebook, a limited edition notebook for that matter, and as long as you're not doing some heavy writing, they do their job very well. It looks awesome. This is just really unique. I haven't seen this on a notebook before, where they actually do the holographic foil of all the constellations on there. And like I said before, the previous all black edition did sell out in 2 days. It was 1/3 the size of this one, so I would anticipate this to last quite a few more days past the 2-day mark. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if it does sell out pretty darn quickly. So get it while you can. We did order twice as many as we normally do with these limited editions, but I don't think I don't think those will last that long either. And I don't know how many, since I don't know how quickly this is going to sell out, I don't know how often I'm going to be able to get a restock in. So if you're hesitant on it, go ahead and grab a pack early, because I'm not sure how often or how many more I'll be able to get afterwards. And maybe I'm all completely wrong, and they're going to take forever to sell, and I'm just going to have a whole ton of notebooks sitting around. But I'm hoping, and I'm not anticipating that to happen. So yeah, so this was my first impression of the Field Notes Night Sky edition of memobooks. Their Summer 2013 edition. It is a limited edition. Once they're all sold out, they are gone forever. To my knowledge, they do not reprint any old editions. A ruling they haven't used before, the reticle pattern, and foil on the back. I don't think they've used that before either. Awesome information about finding the constellations that are referenced on the back of the notebooks. A really good deal. nice pack of notebooks all together. Yeah, so I think that'll cover my first impression. I haven't done too intense of a paper test at all, but as you can see, I'm not anticipating it to do too well in the fountain pen area anyway. So I might do a full paper test. I'm not sure if it's even worth it after checking out the first impression. But there you go. If you have any questions about these, if you have suggestions on what you'd like to see come out from Ink on Hand later on, if you don't like the first impression style that I want to start doing with a lot of the new products that I get in, then let me know. If you like it, let me know that as well. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments below, or you can always send me an email at ajzeller@zellerwritingcompany.com. Thanks. See you later.